Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so happy October 5th. So, first, because I'm obsessed with these, have y'all tried these? Leave me a comment. I want to know. Have you tried other flavors? What's your favorite? Favorite? What is your favorite? These ones are mine. Tuscan cheese. Like, just look at all that delicious product on there. Okay. That's me trying to eat it fast. There's a crumb. Gee, I wonder why. Okay. So, it's time for another story. So, today's story is going to be about my grandma. And I believe I was about 16 when this happened. So, basically, my grandma passed away in 2010. And I had a very hard time with it. And she had a viewing. And I will never, ever, ever get that image out of my head. It's just something that you don't want to see. Let me just put it to you that way. So, my goodness. During the viewing, I was so afraid that she was going to sit up or grab my hand, tell us, false alarm, stuff like that. And I had flown out to California because that's where she was. I almost had a brain fart. Actually, I was going to say that I was wrong, but no, I'm right. Okay. And it was about a week after we had returned home when this story happened. This might be, a smaller story. It may not reach the full amount of time that of my other videos, but that's okay. So, I don't know why I paused the story to tell you that. Anyways, so this was about maybe a week after we had returned home, and I, was sleeping one night, and I had a nightmare. And in this nightmare, it was like I don't know how to explain it. It was kind of like a warehouse, but it was a house. It was like I want to say a funeral home, but it wasn't. It was a warehouse, but it wasn't. It was a regular house, but it wasn't. It was like all things combined into one. It was like a magical place or something. I don't know. But I was standing in the center of a room with all of my family, and there was a casket in the center of the room. And the casket opened, and my grandma was there. Just like, what had actually happened. Then I think I turned away for a second, and then when I turned back, my dad was climbing into the coffin with her. And then my siblings followed, and my mom followed, and my other grandparents followed. And for some reason, I went in, and then so everyone like just joined inside the coffin, and then it shut. Actually, I did not go inside the coffin. I was terrified because I was like, why is everybody getting inside the coffin? And then it shuts, and this perfectly sized, like, square opens up in the wall, and the entire coffin goes through the wall. And then I end up in a different room. And I'm sitting on a bed, and the casket is at the foot of the bed. And my grandma is everywhere in my dream. Like, there were multiple of her. You know what? I think I'm forgetting a part. Because in the dream, she sat up. This was. Okay, yeah, I did miss a part. I have to rewind. So, before everybody decided to join her, um, when she was there and the whole family was there, she sat up and she looked at me, and she actually told me in the dream that, just kidding, false alarm, I'm still alive or whatever, and everything. And so um she wanted like everyone to follow her, or like to go over and sit with her or something. And then everybody got into the coffin with her, and then it shut and then went through the wall, and then we wound up into the other room where I was sitting on the mattress with the coffin at the foot of the bed. um she was flying on a broom, she was in a wheelchair, she was walking, she was running, she was crawling, and there was another one specifically that was swimming through the mattress, coming straight towards me. So I had like 1,000 different versions of my grandma just like coming towards me in the dream. And it was scaring me. Like, I didn't know what to do, and I was crying in the dream. And then out of nowhere, my dad tells me to tell her that she's scaring me, because she's trying to be with me, but she is not controlling it in a way where it's not scaring me. So, because it is scaring me, by me telling her that, then she can fix it or something like that. So, in the dream, he told me to tell her that she was scaring me, and so I did. And then, after I told her that, the casket opened, and every single one of her went back into it, and it closed. And then we wound up back into that original room with it just sitting there. And after that, I woke up from the dream, and I sat straight up because I was laying on my stomach. So I sat straight up and was sitting on my knees, and I just started crying my eyes out, because that was the first time and the only time I have ever had a dream about her after she passed away. And I just cried, and I cried, and I cried into my hands, because I was close to her. She was one of my best friends, and I really missed her, and I still do. And her passing away was very hard on me. Well, then I took a brief moment, where I wasn't crying in my hands, and I just kind of like, I glanced up, and this was at the old house that I was telling you about in the previous videos. And by this time, my room was not the room at the very end of the hallway, but it's the one right next to that one. And when you're sitting on my bed, you can see very clearly a section of the kitchen. So I was able to see all the way down the hallway and into the kitchen. And when I looked, there was a female like figure standing in the kitchen, and it was light blue. She turned into an orb, floated down the hallway, came into my room, and formed into like the same girl that I saw, and sat right in front of me on my pillow. And I lost it. I absolutely lost it. I was so heartbroken because I missed her so much. And to me, that was her telling me goodbye. And it makes me want to cry right now because I have lost two people, one of which you already know. And then I kind of want to say a third, but not necessarily a third because this person's not passed away. But the whole it's sad. And I have never seen that blue orb again. I've never seen her in any of my dreams since. And so I have firmly believed this whole time that I scared her away because I couldn't handle it in my dream. And I told her in my dream that she was scaring me. And it's not that she was scaring me, it's that everything, like all of my worst fears from, her passing away came true in my dream. And it came true all at once. And feeling distant and all of the memories that I had of her, like all of it just merged together into one thing, and it was like haunting me. And I think, all of that, okay, yawning. I think all of that was just overwhelming. So yeah, I really do miss her. I think that she, I didn't think it before, but looking back on the story now that it's, you know, 2019 and not 2010, I think I have that wrong. And I get them mixed up all the time. 2005 and 2010, one of which was my cat, the other one was my grandma. I need to get that sorted through. Like, what is this? Okay, anyways. I done dropped the pen because I'm messing around with it. Oh, it was cold. Okay. I think that was her way of, letting me know that she's still there. She's still with me. Her way of, I don't know, maybe waking me up so that I could see her, so that she could sit with me one more time, so that I could see that she was okay. She was she was at an age where she could walk and she didn't have to be in a wheelchair anymore because in life she was overweight and it caused her to have to be in a wheelchair all the time. So she couldn't walk. And when she came to me that night, she was young and she was healthy and she could walk. So, me looking back at it now kind of tells me that maybe she was showing me that she is a better her, that she can be who she wants to be now because, you know, she's passed on. She can be, you know, she can be where her happiest moments are and still have all of the memories from growing old. So, I will say though, I was very confused at the funeral because she has a sister who's older than her who looks exactly like her. And there was a moment where I was sitting there and I was sitting next to this woman and she was looking at me and talking to me and I was just staring at her. Like my mouth was open. I was just like hardcore staring at her. I can't even tell you what she was saying because I wasn't comprehending any of it. And my mom came over and had to intervene because of how hard I was staring at her. Like, I didn't even realize I was staring at her until my mom said something. And then when she said something, I stopped staring at her, and then she took me to another room and we talked about how similar they looked. And she told me that it wasn't her. And then there was another time, like later in life, where I was with one of my ex boyfriends and we were in the store. And there was a girl who had long, brown, thick hair like my grandma did. And she was in a wheelchair or something. And she was walking around. And I thought it was her. It wasn't, obviously, because my grandma has passed away, but it looked like her. And so I kind of had a moment like, oh my God, what? So, it's not necessarily like a scary story as much as it was. It was scary at the time, and it was scary to see all of that come to life, all of my fears come to life into one little sitting. But in the end, and talking about it and, you know, being older, I can make it a better experience, you know, by talking through it and thinking about all of the things that actually could have been happening that night instead of, you know, all of those things. And I don't think she meant to scare me at all. I don't think that was her intention at all. And that's probably why I haven't seen her since. It's probably not because I scared her off, it's because she scared me in the dream. Um, but yeah. So I saw my grandma's ghost and she was there. You know, when she sat on my pillow in front of me and I lost it. I just started crying and I couldn't help it. And when I opened my eyes again, she was not there anymore. So I had to go and wake up my dad because he is her son. So that that was his mom. And the very sad thing is, she died the day before his birthday. So he took that pretty hard. And also, I feel like I should mention this, but she passed away on the 21st of October. So, there's that little detail. It's October. And my dad's birthday's in October. My grandfather, who recently just passed away on the 1st of October. October is a hard month. I think the only good thing about October is the fact that my dad's birthday is in that month, and Halloween and Hallows Eve. Like, yes. Everything else is kind of sad and scary. I have a lot of stuff that goes on in October. But I still love October. So, there's that little tidbit. Also, I keep meaning to want to like start up conversations in the comment section with all of my videos, because you know, I want to know your feedback on, you know, your own experiences, because I'm telling you mine, but I want to know yours too. So since I have a little bit of time in this video still, because that was the whole story, I mentioned that this is video number 5. So video number 1 was about a nightmare, about me trying to get away from a killer. So what I would love is, you know, have you guys ever experienced any dreams where either you died or a family member or someone in your dream died, or like you were like running away from a killer? Or is that just something that I had happen? You know, go and comment on that first video and let me know. The second video was about my old haunted house that I used to live in, that I did a collaboration with my sister. So the second part of that is on her channel. So if you haven't seen that, go check that out and leave me a comment on those videos, letting us both know, you know, if you have ever lived in a haunted house, and tell us your stories, because I would love to hear them, and I'm sure she would love to hear it. Video number 3 was a Halloween party that I went to, and then it was actually the day after, not the day, or I mean the day before, not the day after. Or was it after? I don't know. We're not going to get into that, but have you ever gone to a friend's house and have it be haunted? You know, so what, go comment on video number 3 and let me know if, you know, you've had anything happen like that while at a friend's house. Video number 4 has, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself, I'm sure. Okay, video number 4 has been recorded. It just hasn't been made public yet. So, by the time you're watching this video, because this is video number 5, it will be up and posted. So go and comment on that. It's about one of my friends, who kind of got possessed. So I want to know if you have had similar experiences with your friends, or someone that you know who may or may not have encountered some sort of possession or, you know, thing like that. And for this video, comment down below and let me know if you have had a loved one that passed away and not necessarily all your nightmares or all of your fears came true in a nightmare. But if it did, let me know, because I want, I'd be interested in hearing and reading about that. But, tell me your experience. Have you been visited by someone that you lost and miss very dearly? And tell me your experience about that. Stay tuned for my next video. The 6th is about a ghost that my roommates at the time and I believe. We found out her name, and so yeah, stay tuned for that video. And if you are enjoying these stories every day of October and everything, don't forget to like, comment on them, and definitely subscribe. Go check out my sister's channel, as she's doing some collaborations with me throughout my storytelling, because she's a part of some of these stories. So go comment and like and subscribe to her channel as well. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.